Okay, people, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me over there on YouTube. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me.
Okay, that's it.
Put a 1 in the chat.
Did you start a new one?
Yeah.
After you started the other one, you started another one?
Uh-huh.
Okay. 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 Okay, I see it. Okay, they said, good evening. Yeah. I think you're good. Nobody is saying nothing. Brother McCoy said, Shalom, Israel.
Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. If they don't put a 1, then they can't hear me.
They can hear you, Pastor.
Okay. That's I was speaking for a whole hour and a half because tonight's class title is, Can Your Children Be Saved or Are They Already Turned Over to Satan? The reason why I'm giving this lesson is because we love our children, and just because our children can quote some scriptures, you know what I'm saying, say shalom and kwam yashala, and we think that our children are in the truth. So, we have to understand that our children have to do the same thing we do. You know? Ain't no making an excuse. Hebrews 10:25. Alexa, give me Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25.
Hebrews 10:25 says, Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as the manner of some is, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as ye see the day approaching.
Now that's the 10, Alexa, stop. Now Hebrews chapter 10, verse 25 is the first and foremost thing you must seem to do when you first come into the truth. Find a congregation. Find someone to congregate with. Find brothers and sisters to congregate with. That's the first and foremost. But you have our children. They are natural born damn rocket scientists, but forsaking the first cardinal rule to being in the truth.
I'm not following what you're saying.
Alexa, stop.
How can I?
But forsaking the first cardinal rule of being in the truth, and that's congregating. They make us go, well, you know, I gotta work. I tell you what, you gotta work. You smart, right? Well, why don't you put up a lesson on your social media, on your lunch break? Well, you know, I don't want to. They don't want to hear me. You just making excuses after excuses now. Because every excuse that you got, I got a rebuttal to counteract your excuse. But yeah, that's what tonight's lesson is, you know what I'm saying? Can your children be saved, or are they already turned over to Satan? You know what I'm saying? You just got some little devils running around with horns, you know what I'm saying, who claiming that, you know what I'm saying, they are in the Lord. Oh, I love the Lord. I said, I love the Lord. Alexa, read Hebrews chapter 5, verse 3. Is it Hebrews 5, 3? I think it's James 5, 3.
Hebrews 5:3 says, And by reason hereof he ought,
Alexa, stop.
as for the...
Alexa, read 1 John 5, verse 3. Alexa, read 1 John chapter 5, verse 3.
1 John 5:3 says, "For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous."
Now, Alexa, stop. Now that's another thing. That's the love of the Most High. First and foremost is to keep his commandments. One of the commandments is to congregate. That's the first one. Congregate. Our people make excuses for that. Well, you know, I ain't got time, I gotta do this, and I gotta do, but what you got, you'll make time, you know what I'm saying, when you wanna get somebody to watch them badass kids of yours, right? Dad, can you watch my kids? I gotta go over here and get my hair done. No. I didn't have them kids, you had them kids. You know what I'm saying? I didn't lay up with you. You laid up with somebody else. You go ahead. You better go on now with yourself. You grown. I don't have to watch no more little kids because you grown. Oh, wake up, brothers and sisters. Wake up, you know what I'm saying? I know you love your children. Hey, I love mine too. But I'll be damned if I, you know what I'm saying, let them bamboozle and hoodwink me into thinking that they're righteous and they're not. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can quote scriptures, you know what I'm saying? And they go, you know what I'm saying? Then they tell you about the quasars and the satellites and the planets and, you know what I'm saying? And the Anubis and all this other garbage. What the F do that got to do with keeping the commandments? Nothing at all. The Bible said in the book of Ecclesiastes, don't be weary the study of many books, till there is no end. Boy, oh boy, I missed a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? You know, at 5:30 to then the whole hour, 6 o'clock. Y'all missed a whole lot. I was in here tired. Lord. But yeah. But we're going to get into that, brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get into that, brothers and sisters, you know what I'm saying? Because we got to understand, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They will bamboozle. Your kids will bamboozle you all day long. Mommy, Daddy, 1 John 5:4 said da-da-da-da-da. Are you doing it, sir? You doing it? No? Why are you telling me? What you telling me that for? You know what I'm saying? You supposed to walk it, not talk it. Walk it first, talk it later. Alexa, read Matthew chapter 7, verse 16.
Matthew 5:16 says,
Alexa, stop. Alexa, read Matthew 7, verse 16.
Matthew 7:16 says, "Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles?"
Yeah, Alexa, stop. You gotta tell your children, listen, don't tell me about the Bible. I want to see you walking the Bible. If you're not walking the Bible and you talking the Bible, you know what I'm saying, then please don't say nothing to me. Please don't tell me why don't I have fringes on when you're not walking it. You know what I'm saying? Because these young folks, you know what I'm saying, when they got a little whiff of understanding, they, you know what I'm saying, tend to forget about the first oracles of God. And now they make you believe that they are these special beings knowing about, oh, my, you know, I had a dream that I was taken up in a spaceship. What's more important? You telling your mother about you being being taken up in a spaceship in a dream, or you contacting a priest or a prophet to get the understanding of what that means. No, they go about establishing their own righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I must be special because I'm going up in a spaceship. It was in a dream. Well, you know what I'm saying? That according to dreams, that's not even what that means. If you dream that you was lifted up in a spaceship, it doesn't even mean that. But yet, there you go. Romans chapter 8, verse 1, 2, let's read that. Alexa, read Romans chapter 8, verse 1.
Romans 8:1 says, "There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh,
Oh, I'm
but
sorry.
after the
Alexa,
Spirit."
stop. No, not that. No, 10, verse 1. Alexa, read Romans 10, verse 1.
Romans 10:1 says, "Brothers, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they may be saved."
Alexa, stop. That's what you brothers and sisters, your heart desire that your children may be saved. You know, so when your children come to you, say, Mom, John 5:7 says this. Don't quote scriptures to me. Let me see you walk it out. Walk the scriptures out. Because they are emotion. They are moved on emotion. You know what I'm saying? Don't be emotionally moved to quote scriptures to me. You know what I'm saying? Show me some action. I remember there was this one Benjamite woman, you know what I'm saying, from Jamaica by the name of Patra. You know what I'm saying? And she said, you know what I'm saying, a lot of mercy, mercy, mercy. She said, work. She said, work it out. We have to, you know what I'm saying, just because, you know what I'm saying, the little kids is cute in the face. Oh, look, she's cute. He's cute. He knows the word. Forget them emotions. Tell your children, hey, don't quote no scripture to me. Whatever you quoted, I want to see the actions. Why ain't you congregating? You quoting scriptures. What happened to you yesterday? You was quoting all kinds of scriptures yesterday. And I can't get you to congregate not one minute today. Oh, I know what it was. You was emotional filled yesterday. Now, the emotions are gone, and now you back to playing the video games. Got to understand, you know what I'm saying? This game ain't these scriptures ain't no play. We don't do this for play. Our heart's desires that ye all may be saved. Alexa, read Romans chapter 10, verse 2.
Romans 10:2 says, "For I bear them witness that they have a zeal for God, but not according to knowledge."
Alexa, stop. See? Alexa, give me the definition of zeal.
Zeal means fervor for a person, cause, or object, eager desire or endeavor, enthusiastic diligence, ardor.
Alexa, stop. They have a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge. They quote scriptures, tell you about dreams and visions, and you know what I'm saying? The planet is moving this way, and the planet is moving that way. The sun is over here, you know what I'm saying? And here's another thing how you can tell your child is not righteous. When they so-called come into some type of righteousness, every time they see some numbers that correlate to the Bible, they tell you, Mom, Dad, I had a dream of the number 44, so? What's that supposed to mean? If it's not connected enough, and if you're not walking out 144, what is 144? That's the priest. You're not acting like a priest, so therefore the dream of you dreaming of 44 don't correlate to you. You know what I'm saying? Your son or daughter may play, yeah, Mom, Dad, I was driving and I was looking at the car in front of me, their license plate said 777. They can tell you all of these numbers. This is what they do. I'm telling you what they do. That's how those are the signs when you know your child is a pretend to be righteous person. It's not about the quality, the quantity, it's about the quality. Forget the quantity. Forget how many children you got. Worry about the quality of the child. Ooh, I got 7 kids. You got 7 badass jailbirds. You know what I'm saying? You having all these kids, what you should be doing is, you know what I'm saying, finding yourself a good insurance agent. Every time you pop one of the little badass kids out, you take them right to your insurance agent, like, okay, I want to sign this one up. I got another one, sign that one up, because sooner or later, they're going to end up in 2 places, in hell or in jail. You know what I'm saying? You can have a whole basket of kids. If they're not righteous, they don't mean shit. They don't mean a damn thing. I don't care if they grew up to be doctors or lawyers and, you know what I'm saying, and astronauts. They still ain't worth shit. Your child ain't worth shit if he ain't righteous. Ooh, that might rub a lot of people the wrong way. I know well. Why? Don't say that about little Junior. I nursed him with these. He's still bad. He ain't righteous. He ain't righteous. Just admit you got a bad seed. You produce bad seeds. Just admit it. You just produce bad seeds. Just understand and pray to produce righteous ones. But let's go ahead. Let me see. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 7:45
Oh,
p.m.
it's about that time. We're going to do the roll call. We'll continue this after on the other side of the News and Prophecy with Priest and Brother Ronaldo Page. Sister Jackson, good evening. Going once, going twice. All right, Sister Jackson, not there, okay. Sister Sheila, good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
All right, that's Sister Sheila. Sister Teresa in here? Going once, going twice, no, all right. Sister Kim Toy Perry.
Thank you, Pastor. Good evening, Pastor. Good evening, everyone. How you doing?
All right, that's Sister Kim Toy Perry right there. And Sister Charlotte, yeah? No? All right. Brother Ronaldo Page.
I'm Pastor Michael Smith and Tammy. Hi, blessed everyone. Hope everyone's feeling well and in vibrant health. Looking forward to a super fantastic Bible study class, Pastor.
All right.
Right.
That's Priest and Brother Ronaldo Page right there. And we got Brother Jeff. Going once, going twice. And we'll swing around to Sister Kim Toy. Check the comment board before we pray in.
Yes, sir. Brother Marquise McCoy, Shalom Israel. Brother Bamboozle, good evening, Brother Pastor Mike and Sister Jackson and Brother Jeff, and my brothers and sisters. All praise to the Most High. Brother Scooby Snack, one. Brother Bamboozle, one. Brother John Frazier, one. Brother King Queef, one. Brother Reginald Bryson, one. Brother Scooby Snack, a higher blessing, Pastor Michael Smith and Sister Charlotte Smith and family. Sister Scooby Snack, Shalom, Shalom. Brother Charles Freeman, Shalom family. Brother Gary, good night, Pastor Smith and everyone. And a higher blessings to you all. Brother Michael James, good evening, everyone. Brother Derek Hall, good evening, Pastor Michael Smith and Sister Jackson, and everybody, and blessings to the Most High. And that's all the comments right now, but you had a gang of comments on your other live, and you had 64 people watching. That live is going on, man. But you got 16 watching now and 12 likes.
Okay. That's Sister Kim Toy Perry on it. That's probably why they probably sabotage my value. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? These kids will fool you. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I'm bringing this lesson out because, as you know, I don't mess with TikTok. Brother Israel's over there on TikTok, and he preach over there on TikTok. But when little kids over there, you know what I'm saying, have questions and he can't answer, and Brother Israel can't answer it, and he called me up, and I'm sitting here talking to these little badass kids, making their own theories of righteousness and God and how they are anointed and they stars and quasars, and I'm sitting here like, huh? God spoke to them, and I said, what? They haven't dreamed of spaceships in this? I said, what? Nah. You know, a lot of these little bad kids are set and marked for Satan. You know what I'm saying? There's no help in them. You know what I'm saying? None at all. You know what I'm saying? If they're not walking according to these commandments, if they're not walking it, listen, there is no alternative to righteousness. There's only one righteousness. Ain't no alternative. Ain't no you can do this or you can do that. No. Let's go ahead and pray in so we can get started with the prophecy in the news. Because I know Brother Ronaldo Payne seen what happened down in Mexico today. Or yesterday. Let's go ahead and pray in.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I take commentary on that, of course, the IFCC Super Coach, but I do have something for the family just as soon as we get started, Pastor.
No, okay. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. And Sister Kim, see how many likes over there. See if the likes matches up to the views before we get started.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, people over there, you better hit the like buttons. You better hit the like buttons. Sister Kim is coming over there.
Yes, right now it's 17 watching and 12 likes.
People, hit those like button, people. Get on them like button, people. Toot them on. You know, when you're driving and you see a big truck driving by, what do you used to do when you were little? You used to make this with your hands. so that they
Yeah.
so they can yeah. Hit that like button, people. Tap on that like button. If it's in those algorithms, people, tap on that like button. All right, let's turn the floor over to Brother and Priest Ronaldo Page for the prophecy in the news.
I am blessed, family. I hope everyone's feeling well and vibing health. Looking forward to a great Bible study class with Pastor Michael Smith today in February 26th. Global forest geopolitical breakdown. We're dominated by 15 alliances and intense economic competition. Key developments, of course, include BRICS expanding to represent half the world's population. Escalating U.S.-China rivalry and the U.S. initiating a $12 billion critical mineral strategy to reduce reliance on Chinese supply chains and itself. Just go a little bit into what Pastor alluded to as far as the warlord that was assassinated by the military over there. You know that the CIA had a part in that in itself. That's just a prelude to what's coming as far as Mexico is concerned. You know, many times before we've had conversations in the world the news where I alluded to the fact that, you know, Mexico will be the next country, not the next country, but let's say just one of the countries that's going to, you know, probably move towards the BRICS nations, because they're going to be just like all the other Latin countries. They're going to be, you know, looked at as being taken over. You know, just like Venezuela, just like Cuba, just like the Dominican Republic, just like any other of the other, you know, Latin countries themselves, just like they treat, you know, supposedly Puerto Rico is supposed to be part of the United States. They treat it like it's, you know, another country, like it's not even part of the United States, you know, in itself. So you can look forward to this situation escalating from the standpoint of where it's at right now. And this is just another prelude and another, you know, shiny object they want you to focus on as they do things internationally and start to show the different countries and the different desolations that's going on around the world. They've got to have an excuse for this, when the market fails, family. When the market crashes and everything comes crashing down. You know, it doesn't take a genius or, you know, a geopolitical science to know what's happening all around the world. Just take a deep look into all the situations that are happening in itself. You know, with that thing that happened yesterday, you also had yesterday, you know, right after that, Ukraine shot a missile over into Moscow. I mean, actually Moscow, not on the battlefield. This was actually shot into Moscow in itself and destroyed one of their bases that manufacture missiles and drones in itself. Now, this is an escalation because of the fact that this. Remember, there wasn't missiles that could reach from Ukraine all the way to Moscow. And Putin had told and warned the United States, any missiles or any military hardware that was able to reach over into Ukraine, they would know for a definite fact that it had to come through NATO and it had to come through the United States. So they know they don't have sufficient. You remember the time before when they first announced that they were going to have the change the Department of Defense, Department of War. They said they were going to give them Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine, and Russia was like, "You better not do it. You know, it's going to get something hot and heavy. Come back at you. You know, it ain't going to be just a regular, you know, ballistic missile in itself. You better not do it. That's the last straw right there in itself." So, what do you think they think now that they know that they have a weapon that can reach over into Moscow? I told you before, family, these people do not want to give up, you know, Ukraine. They got too much over there. They got too much investment. They got almost $48 billion invested. Almost $1 trillion invested. That doesn't include all the other European nations that got money in. All together, they got over $10 trillion invested in that war. Think they want to let Russia have that? So although it's already Russia, it's the same thing with China and Taiwan. Think they want to let them have that? No, hands down, of course not. Because if they lose that, they lose a very sensitive piece, you know, to their organization and to their power structure itself. Come on, boy. You're very sensitive. Very sensitive. To their power structure.
Just join the conference.
They're going to continue to do these You know, prophecy is returning again. It happened with Iran and Persia one time before. That's when we were there. Now that they've taken over our land, that's why, you know, you got to be careful if you become an apostle. You take upon other people, you know, other people's land or who they are, or readily, you know, and stuff. You got to be careful because, you know, what you do is, you know, you change the demographics in the tables, or try to find tables in the heavenly, you know, tables, and it'll come back on you. You know, so the prophecy now, of course, is remember Iran, God and Megog. Daniel's prophecy is coming back around, and those people are in the land, in our land, and so that land's going to be eradicated one way or another. So Babylon has to put a shining object in front of the people of Babylon to make them so when it does go down, they'll be able to say, hey, it wasn't our fault. As far as it should not be able to say it wasn't our fault. You know, this is going on in Mexico. This is going on in Venezuela. This is going on in Russia and the other country over there. This is going on in Sudan. They're going to have all these different excuses of everything that's going on, except for the fact that they were the ones who brought the problem, you know, created the chaos, and then brought the solution. Because most people don't look at those particular factors in themselves. But let's move on, family. I digress. U.S. foreign policy and trade. President Trump has threatened to penalize nations attempting to de-dollarize and pursuing a 15% tariff rate on imports. The U.S. is also weighing military options in Iran, of course, escalating Middle East tensions. And when they say escalating Middle East tensions, that's far from the fact that it is escalating Middle East. All these Arab nations are in a chisel in itself, scrambling, hoping that this doesn't go down because it's going to immediately erase a lot of situations that are going on in these Arab countries themselves. I mean, Dubai and all these different places like that, they wouldn't cease to exist. When this happens, they're going to be attacked, and they're going to be blown to smithereens in itself. All those different military bases around there, all the military, and not only that, here in this country, along with the situation in Mexico, you don't think that those cartels in Mexico have sleeping cells right here in the United States? They ain't sleeping. Them gangs and all those different, factions of, fentanyl and all this stuff that's being sold in all these United States cities and all these different people that are connected to it and itself, all they're going to do is change their ideology, as the report. It used to be just making money. Now it's going to be let's make money and unalive as many people as we can in the process of it. But you don't think the powers that should not be noticed now? They're strictly aware of this. Why do you think your brother told you that they just hired 250,000 ICE agents for the chaos and the mayhem to come? They know exactly what they're doing, or they think they know what they're doing. But of course, they're being led by the hand of a higher. They're giving the books.
Teresa, join the conference.
They're giving over to a reprobate mind. They think they're going to be able to manage the chaos and the mayhem, but they're not. It's going to spiral out of control. So, which is happening right now in the world. Ukraine-Russia conflict. Intense fighting continues with reports of Ukrainian push in the southern front. The war has entered its fourth year with significant impacts on European security. Even NATO, the Europeans are insecure. Do you know they have sleeping cells over there? Iranians, Africans, you just name it. You just name the nation, and there's people over there in that country. They got more people from different countries in Europe right now than Europeans. Yeah, exactly. Why do you think they presence in the Arctic, causing concern among NATO members. The Philippines reports continued confrontation in the South China Sea. They're over there fighting right now in the South China Sea, family. Itself. The Philippines in China. Right now. They ain't gonna tell you that at 6 o'clock. Look, I'm telling you, it's world at war. But they're not gonna tell you. You know, what the word tells us when they say security and safety? Here we are, family. It's up. They ain't gonna let you know that till it's time. You're in a microcosm. Middle East and Africa. A deepening volatile feud exists between Saudi Arabia and the UAE, I apologize. Ethiopia's potential involvement in Sudan's conflict threatens regional stability. Energy and tech. A global scramble for critical minerals is reshaping mining with a new focus on deep sea mining. With the energy transition continues despite some nations like New Zealand flirting with renewed fossil fuel reliance in itself. Now, all of that going on top of the fact that Greenland is preparing for war along with Germany and Poland, and guess who they're preparing for war against? So this thing is going over here in Iran, and they're still talking about taking over Greenland. You know? So I mean, how can you do all these things on one front? You know? It doesn't make sense, right? That's why the pundits are scratching their head. They don't know which way to go because they don't know the law and they don't know the decision. You know, it's true that we're in there. They don't know which way they go. They try to act like they know, but they don't know. They don't know. They have no inkling to what's going on in itself. And they all repeat the same things over and over again. They're all repeating the same things over and over again. You know, because they don't understand. Let's take a look at the analysis of Trump pushing U.S. force war with Iran as advisors urge focus on that in the economy. Trump pushes for potential. Trump pushes for potential. Trump pushes for potential. Hold on, that's wrong. Sometimes they do that to me because they can get the product to get out of them. This technology is strange. Trump pushes for potential war with Iran or a military buildup and preparation for air attacks. This is 4 o'clock today. And so, advisors urge focus on economy, midterms, citing voters' concerns about inflation and living costs. Military escalation poses significant political risk for military escalation poses significant political risk for Trump and Republicans in upcoming elections. Folks, read for Congress has to sit on their hands. Who do you mean it remains back? This man got 2 aircraft carriers, 9 destroyers, over 500 jets out here on the Indian Ocean. And they talking about it's vague. This reason for abnormality is vague. Anytime you do anything like this in the Constitution, family, you're supposed to have a declaration of Congress for war. There's no being in hell. He shouldn't even have that much equipment and be able to move anything like the way he's done. He shouldn't have been able to do it. You know, but here we are on the brink of war. And I'll tell you again, I allude to this again, I reiterate, it's because the Most High has books in their jaws and have them blinded. They have no idea of this biblical law and what's going on, and even God and me, God. All those in plain written sight, all they got to do is read Daniel, and they can see everything that they're doing is exactly as Daniel explained it. And itself, we are in prophecy. We are in, the fourth seal. We are moving towards Daniel's 7-year revelation. And we haven't already completed the first 3.5 years. Gog and Magog is the second part of the 3.5 years in itself. So as we escalate these things, it'll become more and more evident, more and more clear to the average individual that is not in the truth, that these things coming into fruition. But at that point, you're going to already be there, and you're going to be in it. It's going to be in the mix. All praise the Lord God of us as the saints, have the ability people know that, hey, you know, the hour's at hand. The midnight hour is here. Trump's reasons for potential Iran attacks remain vague, of course, lacking clear justification to the public. The public is just as blind as he is. It's the blind leading the blind. Polls show little public have appetite for foreign conflict with the economy as top priority. Well, the economy is at the top priority, but nobody is really, you know, saying anything. Everybody in the streets marching. Where are the polls to be patriots at? Nobody's marching in the streets against it. You know, this is the man of office is doing his thing, and he's gonna continue to do his thing until this lit is lit and it jumps off. Announced that U.S. and Iran fire towards conflict and military buildup eclipse talks. You know, U.S.-Iran conflict likelihood increases as diplomatic talks stall and military buildup escalates in Gulf region. Core issues over resolved. Uranium enrichment, missiles, sanctions, relief. U.S. demands no enrichment. Iran refuses to discuss missiles. Regional concern about potential conduct destabilizing the Middle East. It's already destabilized, family. As I told you, this is all. The Middle East is becoming destabilized right now. The oil prices have taken off, you know, to a dramatic high as we speak, right now. And so, uncertainties about U.S. endgame and effectiveness of military action against Iran's nuclear program and leadership. Israel considers joint military action with U.S. Some officials believe gaps between Washington and Tehran are unbridgeable in itself. Now, this is ridiculous because here's the thing. As I told you last week, the playbook is this. If Trump doesn't do anything, here's the pitch. Here's the quick pitch. You know, remember I gave you the scenario of how a running back, you know, you decide to run one play, you run the fullback down the middle, but you have the tailback going towards the 28-hole for a sweep. All you do is fix it out to the tailback, and he goes around the other end. The flick out in the hitch pass to the tailback is Israel being the one to attack Iran. If Israel attacks Iran, the United States has got no choice but to get involved, right? Remember, they're already there.
You got that right.
They're already there.
Ain't no choice. They all going to
What are
get
they going to say? There you go. And then what are they going to tell everybody? Well, we didn't attack them. Israel attacked them. We had to help out because they were destroying Israel. Right? That's gonna be the fake out. Right there. That's the fake. You know, they're holding up because Israel already told him. You can believe for sure. You can bet your bottom dollar. When Netanyahu came over here, you know, this is one of the things that the pundits are missing. This biblical law right here. You know, the Most High gave us this key. You know, you can bet one thing for sure. When he came over and told him, look, if you don't do it, we're going to do it. Then he said that Netanyahu probably told him, look, well, this is what we do. You just go ahead and sit on out there. You know, you ain't got to take the first move. You know, you just sit out there. Just make sure you're ready. When we do it, you just back us up. If they start tearing our asses up like they did the last time. Because 9 times out of 10 they is. But here's the thing, family. They don't realize this is Gog and Magog. This is prophecy. This is the most anti movement. When this does happen, it's not going to be just Iran moving. It's going to be Russia moving. It's going to be China moving. It's going to be North Korea moving. It's going to be all the BRICS nations moving in unison as well. That's why they're going to overwhelm them. They're going to get very, very surprised. It's going to be just like some of the battles we read in our history book, of where the Most High moved his hand. Sometimes he moved his hand for the enemies, just to move parts in places, you know, and pieces in places, to set up for his eyes for what he wants to bring to fruition. Sometimes he let enemies win certain scenarios in itself. If you understand and you know this truth, you know, he let certain things occur. Sometimes he let certain enemies even win over us in certain circumstances, and we weren't listening and following his direction and guidance in itself. But in this scenario, he told us to sit back and watch. You know, watch me work. My jewels, watch me work. You know, vengeance is mine. I'm going to bring everybody to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And I'm going to plead with them. And as Pastor Michael has flooded me several times before, this plea ain't going to be no, you know, negotiations and no, you know, this plea is going to be canned, you know what. And that's what's happening right now around the world. They can't see this, family, but right here that the Most High has given us, you know, through the Ruach HaKodesh, and we're going to continue to bring you, you know, prophecy in the news. Here's one thing that was said. I wish I could tell you Congress has been briefed. Military buildup near Iran intensified. This is what Trump said today. He said, I wish I could tell you, but Congress has been briefed. You know, the military buildup near Iran intensified. That's all I can tell you. Then Congress briefed on intensified military buildup near Iran. Details remain classified. That means Congress don't know SHIT, family. Supreme Court, when you got two, let me calm down. You got two aircraft carriers. You got 9 destroyers. You got over 500, you know, jets out here. You got submarines. But you mean to tell me Congress says it's going to be classified? They have no idea and they're vague on what's going on? Supreme Court struck down Trump's tariffs as unlawful. Refunds may be owed. Can anybody say financial bankruptcy? If you got to pay all these countries back for these tariffs, you got to pay all these states back for all this money you and your family done stole. But then in the meantime, your family is making money hand over fist. And all the people associated with it. Can anybody say Ashkenazi? Can anybody say? You know, we know the other word. I ain't going to say it. Just to keep us relevant and so. You know, FBI held press conference regarding armed suspect killer near Mar-a-Lago. Here you go with another shiny object, family. Another shiny object. This is to let you know, this is another tool of Israel letting Trump know that, hey, you see we broke your perimeter. You know, like Pastor Michael Smith said in one of his, you know, highlights in his news, you know, and so this is a ritual. And it was a ritual to let Trump know that, you see, we can now, we're telling you to go ahead and take care of business. You know, don't think that we can't touch you if we don't want to. You know, you see that we sacrifice, you know, we got people to sacrifice their lives for what we're doing. This thing is, you know who you are and you know who you're in bed with. Once you get in bed with nothing stopping with us, a.k.a. Satan, you know what's going to happen. You know what's happening. You get that PCK. You get that, at some point or another, you get that, it can be now, it's like the candy. It can be now.
Like Amadou Diablo.
Amen, Pastor. Trump's immigration reinforcement intensifies with detention and packing children. This is the Epstein list family. They ain't never stopped. And it's continuing. It's been going on for years. And it's going to continue to go on as long as they're in power. That's why the Most High has come and Yeshua Christ has to rule with a rod of iron. But the great news is we're going to rule with him, family, for 1,000 years with a rod of iron and itself. Trump immigration enforcement intensified with detention impacting children. They're stealing children right under your nose, right in front of your face. Same thing they did with the children on the milk carton. You thought the children on the milk carton was them saying they're looking for children. That was advertising children, family. To the pedophiles. Letting you know the kids that they had. See how slick they are? They were telegraphed. That was like cold. The kids you used to see on the milk carton all the years when we was kids, and remember you see the kids in the milk carton? That was advertising for all the pedophiles in Hollywood and in the government. So they knew what kids that they had available. Same thing they do in a lot of these commercials and stuff at Target, Walmart, and all of these different places. Yeah, that's right. Speaker Mike Johnson refuses to allow Reverend Jesse Jackson to lie in honor. So they ain't gonna let Pastor Michael Smith's idol lie in honor. Pastor, they ain't gonna let your idol lie in my honor.
He said,
He put in all that work and the power that should not be, ain't gonna let him lie in honor in the government cemetery.
Jesse Jackson said, come on, Martin, just come on to the hotel with me, Martin. Just come to the hotel with me.
There you go. The highest in judgment is mine. Can you look on his face when he gonna see the Most High after all this dirt he done did?
Better yet, do you see what's the look on his face when he gonna see Martin Luther King?
Yeah. Them together, stand together. We gonna see it. All praise to the Most High. Russia signals nuclear response after Estonia hosts NATO weapons. Russia threatens to aim nuclear weapons at Estonia if NATO stages nuclear arms on Estonia's territory. Estonian foreign minister stated willingness to host NATO nuclear weapons for future defense. purposes. Poland and Eastern NATO members increasingly considering nuclear defense options amid security concerns. U.S. tactical nuclear weapons are already stationed in Germany and Italy. Russia deployed them in Belarus. They're mounting up, family. They're mounting up. In itself, the people still walking around here, like Pastor alluded to a minute ago, talking about the stars and the moons and what's going to mend. European allies question U.S. commitment, prompting discussions about French and British nuclear protection. And it's all, the signs are all here, family. The signs are all here, but most people can't see and most people can't hear. Ex-CIA agent claims the U.S. could attack Iran as early as Monday. Here we are on Monday. We'll see what happens as the 24 hours continue on. Former CIA officer John Karukow claims the U.S. preparing to strike Iran as early as February the 23rd or the 24th. U.S. President issued 10 days that deadline demanding Iran halt missile nuclear programs and proxy support. Administration divided between anti-war bloc led by Vance and pro-intervention camp led by Rubio. Karukow suggests high-profile announcements like UFO document releases intended to distract from military dissent. They're telling you what they're about to do, family. They're about to pull some shenanigans with a UFO, telling you it's an unidentified object. When we know UFOs ain't nothing but demons. In itself, they're gonna let one of these demons show themselves in some kind of way, somewhere, somehow. In itself, U.S. officials have not publicly responded to the former CIA officer's claim. Then why in the hell they got it in the news? They control the news, right?
Sure enough,
They're letting you know. They gotta let you know. Amen, Pastor. They gotta let you know what they're doing, family. That's one of the protocols, and the ritualistic things that they do. They gotta let you know. That's how they put it together with the numbers and numerology. Aircraft carrier heads to Mediterranean Sea ahead of possible Iran action. They sent another one out. USS Gerald Ford carrier entered Mediterranean Sea, joining the expanded U.S. military buildup near Iran. Trump gave Iran 10 to 15 deadline for nuclear deal, warning bad things will appear otherwise. U.S. demands Iran end uranium enrichment. Iran refuses. Expansion beyond nuclear program talks. Iran foreign minister called military buildup unnecessary and unhelpful. Warned no military solution exists. Two carrier strike groups now positioned with increased transport flight and sustained strike ability. This thing is going to go down, family. It's just a matter of when. It's not a matter of if. Now, we've got Larijani takes over Iran's preparations for war. Iran has put a new military man in charge of their situation. Let me run it down to you. Committee delegated war preparation and political structure survival to Ali Larijani amid rising U.S. tensions. Iran deployed ballistic missiles to western borders and southern shores with forces on highest alert. Now, let me repeat that for you. Iran deployed ballistic missiles to western shores or borders. Western borders, family, that's borders around the United States. All countries that border you, they have weapons on there. They have ballistic weapons on there. They have weapons that can reach here. Just like Ukraine has weapons that can reach Moscow, they have weapons. Iran has weapons on borders that can reach California, New York, North Carolina, Chicago, New York. Is your brother spelling out for you what's coming in itself? Never before ever has there been any ballistic missile ever hit the United States. This is what Gog and Magog is, family itself. Let me continue. I digress. President Kian marginalized as La Regina assumes control of critical national affairs. This guy, Guardolino, is a general, a war general in itself. He's the one who's going to be heading the ballistic missile situation for Iran in itself. He's already put ballistic missiles all around. Trump curious why Iran has not capitulated amid U.S. military buildup, said Witkoff, because Iran knows prophet, although they is Islam. Remember, they said there's only one prophet that they recognize, and that's Yeshua, Christ, HaMashiach. got to get ready. You already feel, so don't worry about it. Trump questioned why Iran hasn't agreed to curb nuclear program despite major U.S. military buildup in the Middle East. U.S. ordered massive force deployment and preparing potential multi-week air campaign against Iran. Washington demands Iran surrender enriched uranium, stop supporting militants, and accept missile limits. Iran enriching uranium to 60% purity, possibly 1 week for producing weapons-grade material. Trump envoy met with exiled Iranian opposition figure Reza Pahlavi at the president's direction. So they're trying to get secrets to see if they don't know here's the thing, man, they don't know if they got a nuclear weapon or not. That's where they're at. They don't know. They don't know. That's why they hesitate. They don't know. But I'm telling you, their brother is going to get this thing popped off. Let me give you a little domestic situation, Miami, and then we're going to turn it over to Pastor Michael Smith family. The Supreme Court conservatives were united against Biden. Here's why they split against Trump. Supreme Court rejected Trump's sweeping tariffs, ruling the 1977 Emergency Powers Law didn't clearly authorize them. Conservative justice split over major questions, doctrine, application, unlike they're used to using it against Biden's policies. Roberts ruled Congress must speak clearly when granting president's power over major economic or political matters. Gorsuch and Perez debated doctrine scope, while Kavanaugh argued for presidential flexibility and foreign affairs. Kavanaugh is the one the president got in his pocket. You know, he's the one that gave him the leeway to do these tariffs in the first place. Now, the other justices will pull back on it, but as you see, he don't care. He's a precursor to the man of lawlessness. After they did that yesterday, he went out and put 15% tariffs on everybody around the world. You know, he did the Alonzo, as Pastor would say. You know, the vision suggests future presidential powers may face inconsistent judicial scrutiny regardless of party affiliation. What that's basically telling you, family, is that the next guy in, if there isn't another election in itself, will be the man of lawlessness in itself. You know, if you think this guy was bad, you know, if this thing lasts, you ain't seen nothing yet. U.S. arms sales to Taiwan clashes with Trump's desire to strike trade deal with China. Trump delayed major arms sales to Taiwan after Xi Jinping's objections, prioritizing trade deal negotiations with China. The delay may violate 1982 assurance policy against consulting Beijing on Taiwan arms sales. Arms packages announced postponed until after Trump's March 31st April second China summit visit. China views Taiwan as its territory and strongly opposes U.S. weapons sales to the island. Experts say Trump prioritizes stabilizing China trade relations over traditional Taiwan defense support approach. Family, what does that tell you? Before this happens, China will take Taiwan before they let the United States sell them weapons. It's the same scenario and the same playbook with Russia, family. Before they will let Ukraine be taken over by NATO, what did they do? They attacked Ukraine, and they took it over, and they're going to take it. You know, same thing with China and Taiwan. All these things are mounting up, family. This is World War. You're in World War right now. They can call it what they want to. They ain't got to call it World War III if they want to, because when they say World War III, it's a wrap. Yeshua will be on the scene. You know, it's a wrap. But you are in World War III right now, whether you know it or not. You, and as I said before, it looks like the prelude will be the 3.5 years of Daniel's revelation. The second part, not the first. In itself, because that's the second part, 3.5, the last 3.3 and a half years is the Gog and Magog war. Read it for yourself in Daniel. That's the last 3.5 years. So apparently, we done slept past the other 3.5 that came in with the 220 situation. And all going up to where we're at now with all the monotonous going on in itself. The Mexican situation in itself, family, with the Mexican armed killer situation that's going on in Mexico. I just got a report that came through. So we got U.S. assets in Middle East positioned for a highly kinetic war. Ex-Pentagon official warns U.S. military ready for sustained campaign against Iran was largest recent Middle East buildup. Ex-Pentagon official warns 2 aircraft carriers plus 1 expanded destroyers, fighter jets, and air defense systems now deployed in the region. This is as of 4 o'clock. Iran military outmatched with degraded proxy networks after Israeli operations and U.S. nuclear facility strikes in itself. Military buildup occurs alongside ongoing indirect U.S.-Iran nuclear negotiations mediated by Oman. Execution depends on President Trump's political decision, not military readiness or capabilities. Family, this thing is written, in itself. And as I said before, what they're waiting is for their brothers to do what is necessary. Now, this is what your guy Zelensky just said on the AP wire about Putin. After they shot a record, now this is after they shot this missile over there today. Now he's shaking it in groups. Now he's going to try to get played and try to get himself, plagiarized and then the press. Putin has started World War III, Zelensky says. Come on. Zelensky claims Putin has already started World War III, warning Russia won't stop at Ukraine without intervention. Tuesday marks the 5th year of Russia's full-scale invasion on Europe's largest conflict since 1945. Peace talks remain stalled as Russia demands control of 4 Ukrainian regions and claims annex. Ukraine refuses territorial concessions, calling them illegal and deeply unpopular among its citizens. Kiev insists on security guarantees from the U.S. and any peace deal to prevent future attacks. As I told you, families, they've got to point the finger at somebody, somewhere. When this all comes to HIT and it all collapses in itself, they've got to point the finger at somebody. Trump refused to report that top General Dan King warned of Iran's strike risk. Trump denies reports that General Dan King warned against Iran military action and associated risks. Trump claims King believes Iran war would be easily won if the decision is made. This is just right now today. Media reports cited King's concerns about the casualties, munition shortages, and prolonged Middle East conflict. You better be sure it's going to be prolonged in itself, because it will be the God and me God war, starting up in a position to bring them into the Valley of Jehoshaphat. Trump considering limited strikes against Iran's nuclear program, negotiations failed. State Department evacuating non-emergency personnel from U.S. embassies in Lebanon. This is going to reach all around the world, family. In itself, because all around the world is already at war. I'm going to leave it at that, family, for yourself. I'm ISBC police renewal page from the West Coast, here with my family here on the East Coast with Pastor Michael Smith. It's been a pleasure and an honor to be at your service as usual. May the Most High continue to guide, direct you with knowledge, wisdom, understanding, family. Know that the Ruach HaKodesh with us, the blood of Yeshua Christ is upon you. You are sealed in this 4th seal and in the damn news revelation. All praise to the Most High, family. Shalom.
That was Priest and Brother Renato Page with the prophecy in the news. You can catch Priest and Brother Renato Page and Sister Kim Toy Perry every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 1 o'clock West Coast time. Renato Page on Facebook. That's Renato Page on Facebook. I was just sitting here. I'm sitting there like, boy, oh boy. How are they going to get all of them old folks into one building? Let's see, they're going to need extra toilets, they need extra porta potties, they need wheelsets accessible. How are they going to get all of them old folks in one building? No, what I'm saying is, Keith Sweat is going on tour.
Keith Sweat is what?
Going on tour. Alexa, where is Keith Sweat's gonna start his tour at?
Keith Sweat's tour starts on February 13th, 2026. His next concert is on February 27th at Table Mountain Casino in Fremont, California.
Sure. There's a lot of being gay over there.
I understand you're making an observation about
Alexa,
the Keith
stop.
Sweat concert scene.
Alexa, stop. I'm trying to figure out how they getting all them old folks in one building. It's gonna be a lot of walkers, wheelchairs, depend diapers, and I don't know, Keith Sweat might come on stage in a wheelchair. I just don't know, man. I'm serious. Cause I was listening to the radio station this morning, and they was promoting his tour. I said, what the hell is Keith Sweat doing?
Money involved in making work.
Oh, Lord. You're gonna have a lot of old women. A lot of old women gonna be at the stage. Yeah! Ski! Oh, Lord.
They say don't think about it, be about it.
You're gonna have a lot of. Oh Lord, I just had these things talk. I was just thinking about that. How the hell they gonna get all them old people in one building and one bathroom, and the bathroom is all the way down the hall? Can you imagine how wet them floors gonna be? Because every last one of Keith Sweat's followers take water pills. I'm done. Lord, I can't believe Keith Sweat going on tour. He should have been retired by now. But that's what happened when you pass your soul to find a whole lot. You gotta work until you whine out.
He said nobody does it better.
Oh man. Alright, let me go ahead, people. Alright. Tonight's title, you see it in the title right there. Can your children be saved, or are they already turned over to Satan? Sister Jackson,
That's fast.
give me the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 16, verse 1.
I got it, Pastor.
Go ahead.
I'm coming. This phone is doing crazy things right now. Hold up, I gotta get out of this app and don't want me to. Okay, alright. Okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 16, verse 1.
Yeah.
Desire not a multitude of profitable children.
Desire not a what?
A multitude
A multitude
of unprofitable children.
unprofitable children. So not every child is a saint, huh? Not every child is a saint. It says, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children. Hold on. All right, read that again.
Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children.
And then people, I got 8 kids. Those are 8 gremlins you got there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got a big family. Which one of them are righteous? I don't care how big your family is. Which one of them is righteous? Because that's the only one that means something. That's the only one that matters. You can have a whole litter of freaking damn kids and not one damn, you know what I'm saying, righteous one. Little kids don't mean nothing. If you can't get them kids right, then you know what I'm saying, you got yourself, you know what I'm saying, you got to save up money because you got to go casket shopping. You know what I'm saying? Because pretty soon that's where they're going to end up. In one or in a jail cell. You know what I'm saying? You have to go shopping for a jail cell. That's for free. You know what I'm saying? That's for free right there. You know what I'm saying? According to non-taxpayers, that's for free. You know what I'm saying? But I got a big family. Where? Listen. That's why I said, can your kids be saved or are they already turned to Satan? Because if they are, I say, in this day and age, if they reach the age of, I think, maybe 11 or 12, you have a lost child. If you ain't taught your children to be righteous by the time they reach 12, then you need to go insurance policy shopping. You know what I'm saying? Just keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? To all you young whippersnappers, when I told you whippersnappers stop having children, you know what I'm saying? In these days, because the scripture said so, you know what I'm saying? If you want to have children, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't taught your child to be righteous by the age of 12, then you need to go life insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? Shopping for the right one. You know what I'm saying? Or, just, you know what I'm saying? Or open up a bank account and call it the commissary fund. You know what I'm saying? Because either one you're going to need. Either you're going to need a life insurance policy or you're going to need a commissary fund. You know what I'm saying? For your jailbird child. Read that again. Ecclesiastes chapter 16 verse 1.
Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons.
Not again what?
Delight in ungodly sons.
Delight in ungodly sons. What is godlies? Godly is those sons and daughters that set themselves apart from this world. Sons and daughters that follow the Lord's statute commandments. Sons and daughters that say that they're in the truth and actually congregate. You know what I'm saying? Delight not in, you know what I'm saying, ungodly sons. Because, you know what I'm saying, I don't care how much they talk out there now. Oh, Kwame Yashala. I'm a Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Every male child on social media found out that they're Hebrew, and every time you come to me, I been knew I was Hebrew. Nigga, shut the hell up. You lying. You see them prophets on social media, you know what I'm saying, and in the streets, you know what I'm saying, preaching, and you got that understanding from them, and now you want to say you been knew you was Hebrew. Shut up. It's lying. You know what I'm saying? If you been knew you was Hebrew, then you should have been congregating. If you been knew you was Hebrew, then you should have been teaching. What happened? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 2. So they multiply. Rejoice not in them, except the fear of Yeshua be with them.
Read that again.
Verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
So they multiply,
Uh-huh.
rejoice not in them,
Though they multiply, rejoice not in them. Uh-huh.
except the fear of Yeshua be with them.
Except the fear of God be with them. That's the only time you rejoice in your children. You know what I'm saying? When you see them, ooh, I can't eat that pork. You know what I'm saying? The scripture tell me not to. Ooh, I can't sleep with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't plan on being with you forever. So I can't touch you, woman. Sorry. I don't care how much you interested. I can't touch you because I don't plan to be with you forever. You know what I'm saying? You women, you know what I'm saying? I can't sleep with you, boy. Because, you know what I'm saying? You deal drugs, you know what I'm saying? You gangbang, you tote a pistol, you listen to Lil Durk, you know what I'm saying? I can't be with you. No, you know what I'm saying? I'll end up, you know what I'm saying, forever, ever taking trips down that long road to the prison compound and getting searched down just to see you. No. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's it. Don't rejoice not in these. You know what I'm saying? Unless they are righteous. You will know a righteous son or daughter by their fruits. You know what I'm saying? Not by what they say. Because they're going to say a whole lot of nothing. All day long. They come around saying a whole lot of nothing. Quoting Bible scriptures, you know what I'm saying, front to back. But you ask them, but if you ask them, are you going to congregate? Well, you know, I can't because I got to work this, I got to work on this time, and you know what I'm saying, I got to get my nails done, I got to do this. It's every excuse in the book when it comes to congregating. If you can't follow the simple commandment to congregate, what makes us think that you are a righteous brother or sister? But you can tell these little kids. I'm gonna tell you how you can spot these little fake little children who claim to be Israelites. Because they become holistic fanatics. Can you say it with me? Holistic fanatics. Holistic fanatics. Oh Lord, I mean they're natural born Philistines. They're not Israelites. They're natural born Philistines. What I mean by that? You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you, ooh, you know what I mean? I gotta make this type of soap. I'm not gonna wash with that soap. I'm gonna make my own soap from coconut shit and freaking damn cow manure. I'm gonna mix it together because you see, the manure as you wash your body, the manure get all in your skin, and no matter how much is cow shit, it still clean your skin. You know what I'm saying? This is these Philistines. You know what I'm saying? They know everything but don't know a damn thing. They say, yo, you know what I'm saying? You got a cold? Okay, here. Let me hold on. Give me some ginger. Give me a little bit of cocaine. And give me a dab of that cannabis over there. And they go to work and they mixing it together. Here, drink some of this. You know what I'm saying? You got to sip it 3 times an hour. You know what I'm saying? You might feel a little high, but after your high goes down, your cold is gone. This is what they do. They natural born damn Philistines. They know everything about a cure for this, a cure for that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They see you walking with a limp. They say, I noticed you walk with a limp. Here, give me a hammer. This may hurt a bit. Pow! Pow! Ouch! What you doing? You hit me in the leg with the hammer. I'm trying to fix it. Nigga, shut up. This is what they do. They natural born Philistines. This is how you can spot these young kids today. Never mind the commandments. Never mind congregating. They are natural born. They just do every damn thing. Then here they go having dreams. I know I'm a special one because I think the Lord spoke to me because I had a dream that I was being called up in a spaceship, and the spaceship had a smiley face on it, and the spaceship said, "Hi." I said, "Nigga, you done smoked yourself stupid." What's more better? You telling your parents about the dream that you had about you getting taken up in a spaceship, or you finding a prophet or a priest to determine what the definition of that means? But you know what I'm saying? You gotta watch out for these damn kids, you know what I'm saying? And I know you love your kids and your grandkids, and you just hear your grandkids quoting scriptures, and you know what I'm saying Kwam Yashala, and you think they natural born righteous men and women. When the scriptures say different. The scriptures say different. Let's read some more. Go ahead and read, Sister Jackson.
In my notes, okay. Verse 3. Trust not thou in their life.
You hear that? Do you hear that? Do you hear what the scripture? Trust not thou in their life. Because that is definitely not light. That's light is stupid. That's what that is. Oh, before we get into that, because I got to piggyback off because a lot of brothers and sisters. Well, you know, we got to, you know what I'm saying, study the holistic way because they putting stuff in our stuff. Let me tell you something. I don't care if you are in the ground, on top of the ground, in the water, running around. I don't care where you're at. As long as you're on earth, you're going to be eating garbage. Why? I don't care how much of a garden you have. I don't care what you plant in that garden. You still going to be eating garbage. Why? Sister Jackson, just put your marker there and go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Okay, Pastor. Please. Put my marker there.
That's why we have to depend on the Most High. You know what I'm saying? To keep us, you know what I'm saying, and well, keep us well, because we always want to eat garbage. We always want to eat garbage. You may think, you know, well, I grew this head of lettuce from my garden. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, where do you get seeds from? Where do you get the seeds from, idiot? Well, yeah, I got it from the store. Where the store get the seeds from, stupid? Huh? Did it drop out the sky? Well, you know, when you're right, you got a point. Okay, then, you eating garbage. You always eat garbage. That's why we have to depend on the Most High, you know what I'm saying, to keep us in good health. You know what I'm saying? We got to depend on the Most High for, you know what I'm saying, to keep us well. But you know, well, my turnip greens came out good this year. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? It's garbage too. That's garbage too. Your turnip greens is garbage. You know what I'm saying? It's okay, just go ahead and eat it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, ain't no more fresh. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no more, it ain't been fresh since Dougie Fresh started beatboxing with his freaking lips. Ain't no more fresh. You know what I'm saying? You got freaking damn Subway talking about eat fresh. Hey, really? Why the hell they freaking damn food turn into water? What type of freshness is that? Is that really water? Then you have, well, you know, I don't drink from the plastic Poland Spring bottle because they put the Poland Spring bottle up Donald Trump's ass, and then they duplicate the Poland Spring bottle, and we drinking Donald Trump's shit. Huh? Come on now. Water is freaking water. If you think Dasani water is different than Poland Spring water when they all come from the same put different labels on it, different prices, and you guys go to the store, I'm gonna get the most expensive water because that's the best water. Lord. I tell you, you'll be better off, you know what I'm saying, putting some water out the sink, putting it in a bowl or a pot, putting it on a stove, and boiling that sucker. Yeah, let's go ahead and read Deuteronomy 28:48. 28 verse 48. Deuteronomy 48. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 48.
I got it.
Mhm.
Alright. Deuteronomy 28:48.
Mhm.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies which Yeshua shall sin against thee
Mhm.
in hunger
Mhm.
and in thirst
Okay.
and in nakedness
Uh-huh.
and in want of all things.
And one of all things. And one of all things. So wherever you getting your stuff from, there is nothing on this earth that you are not getting it not from the damn white man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You might be getting it from the Mexican. I'm just getting it from the Mexican farmers by the, you know what I'm saying? Who you think is expecting that shit? Before it comes over into America, it got to get inspected, don't it? What do you think the USDA is? Well, that's why I shop at farmers markets. I shop at farmers markets. You know what I'm saying? All right, go ahead. Where do you think the farmers got their seeds from? Huh? Where the farmers get their seeds from, idiots? Tell me. Where the farmers get their seeds from? Well, you know, where they get it from, you know what I'm saying? Two big major food groups. I think it's, one of them is Cisco, and the other one is, I think, American Foods or American Value or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Two big major food distribution, all owned by Esau. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bible says, Deuteronomy 28 verse 48, you going to get it from them. You know what I'm saying? That's why if you want to be Eulistites, you know what I'm saying, you need to be righteous-ites. You know what I'm saying? Be righteous and follow the law, statute, commandments of the Most High God and hope and pray that the Most High keep you in good health. I like my grandfather. Every time before we start the Sunday school classes, my grandfather always give this testimony. I want to pray my health and strength in the Lord. That's the first thing they say. I want to pray my health and my strength in the Lord. That's who you depend on, the Most High. Trying to be Hilistites. Well, I want to be Hilistites, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know I stink, so when I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying, use deodorant because, you know what I'm saying, the deodorant comes from, you know what I'm saying, under the sea, and you know what I'm saying, the Leviathan, you know what I'm saying, shits it out of his ass, and then, you know what I'm saying, the white man goes down there and reproduces it, and they put it on the store shelf, and now we got, you know what I'm saying, Leviathan speed sticks. Our people done lost the ever-loving mind. They go shortcuts and this way and that way and this way and that way, you know what I'm saying? And they don't go to the Lord for help no more. But yet they say they're in the Lord. No, I'm in the Lord. No, you're not. Why you got that vaccine? Well, you know, I was feeling sick. Now you're sicker. before we go back there, while we're in the New Testament, we're gonna make a stop at let's see, Hebrews 10. No, Romans. Go to Romans chapter 10, verse 1.
Okay.
Romans chapter 10, verse 1. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Verse 1, okay.
Uh-huh.
Brethren, my heart desire and prayer to Yeshua for Israel is that they might be saved.
Oh, praise it. And that's what you brothers and sisters, that's what your heart desire for your kids. You want your heart desire that you want your kids to be saved. So when you see your kids, you know what I'm saying, talking about, Kwam Yashala, quoting scriptures and everything, but yet, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to congregating, or when it comes to, I'm not saying you congregate with us, you know what I'm saying, congregate somewhere. Show that you are really righteous. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of other kids out there. I ain't gonna name them, but hey, you know them. You can't help but to see them. You know what I'm saying? They just as flamboyant as you are. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna quote scriptures, you can quote your feet to a congregation near you. You know what I'm saying? But I know desire. We want to see our kids do right. We want to see our kids, you know what I'm saying, get right, and you know what I'm saying, being righteous. You know what I'm saying? I know when we was younger, you know what I'm saying, our mama used to always say, yeah, I can see it now. He's gonna be a little preacher when he grow up. We turned out to be a little preach. Whatever that's supposed to be. But was far from a preacher. You know what I'm saying? We got the, you know what I'm saying, we love, I love my kids too. But you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, you know what I'm saying, if they are not doing right, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that they're doing right. I'm like, okay, you can quote scriptures, you know what I'm saying? Where you congregating at? You know what I'm saying? Where's your content? Can I see some content? Can I see some content? You know what I'm saying? Don't teach me. Show me by doing what you're talking. Then I might listen to you. But if you're talking and not doing, I ain't listening to a damn thing you're saying. Because it sounds like to me, you blowing a lot of hot smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like a dragon. You know what I'm saying? Like Puff the Magic Dragon. Go ahead and read the next verse, Sister Jackson.
Okay. Verse 2. For I bear them record record that they have a zeal of a higher, not according to knowledge.
They have a zeal. Alexa, what is the definition of zeal?
Zeal means fervent enthusiasm or passionate dedication to a cause or goal.
Alexa, stop. So they got a passionate cause or goal for the Most High. You know what I'm saying? They passionate. I just want to do the work. That's what weed heads do. That's what a weed head do. A weed head got all these dreams and aspirations of what he's going to do and want to do and how he's going to do it. The Negro even got a blueprint. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? How he's going to scale the wall of Mount Everest and then come down the other side, then wrap around like a Christmas tree and then go nowhere. That's a weed head. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of these kids share the same traits as a weed head if they don't smoke weed. They sure don't share the traits of one because they got a lot of talk and no walk. Sitting here like, wait a minute, huh? Anyway, listen. I tell you, like I told Brother Q-Tip, you know what I'm saying, when he used to read for me, you know what I'm saying, back when I was in the Lornburg, you know what I'm saying, he's reading, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. You know, one day I just started smelling sour diesel on his clothes. I said, huh? I mean, I didn't see him smoking, but you know what I'm saying, you can't help but to smell that strong shit. You know what I'm saying? I said, wait a minute, hold up. I said, hey, listen. It's either you're going to do the work for a hire or you're going to smoke. You can't do both. Can't do both. I ain't see you do it, but you can't do both. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that, you know what I'm saying, I don't see you doing it. Not a hypocrite, you know what I'm saying. Further down the line, somebody might see you smoking, you know what I'm saying, and might come up on social media and say, hey, look, ISBC got a reader that's smoking sour diesel. What happened over here? I'll stop that right at the door. That's why I tell you, ISBC is not like these other camps. You see these other camps, they got all sorts of people coming out against them. You know what I'm saying? Not here. When you leave here, it's on your own accord. And it's something that you did, not something that we did. So therefore, there's nothing that you can say against us. But we can say everything against you because you fell out the truth. Let's see. Yeah.
He's not the one that used to be with Lamique in the storefront.
Huh?
It's big Q-Tip. Is he not the one that used to be in the storefront with Lamique? Always smoking.
The storefront?
Trying to think. Yeah.
No, he never spoke. I mean, he didn't know. No, we was in a store. You talking about up in New York? Yeah, we was preaching in the front of the bodega. But he wasn't smoking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I try to figure out who he is.
All you have to do is just go on Facebook and type Brother Q-Tip.
Okay.
All right. Read the next verse.
The next verse, verse 3. For that being ignorant of a higher righteousness,
Yeah. Ignorant.
and going about to establish their own righteousness.
Establish their own righteousness. You know, natural born Philistites. You know what I'm saying? They got the cure for every damn thing, but they ain't got a cure for them keeping the commandments. Where's the cure to congregate at? You know what I'm saying? They can't find a cure for that. You know what I'm saying? Show me the cure for you congregating. Show me that one. You know what I'm saying? They can tell you everything. Well, you know, we can't use these type of batteries because these Energizer batteries, they got something in it that's called Luca. And when you put it in for a long time, sometimes it catch on fire. Hey, you gotta use these batteries. These batteries, you know what I'm saying, it lasts for 24 years. And you know what I'm saying, and the only thing you gotta watch out for is nothing. I mean, they just go deep, and it's not even deep what they're saying. It just sounds deep because, you know what I'm saying, this is the first time you heard it. You know what I'm saying? So they come up with some off-the-wall garbage. You know, the moon and the stars is over here, and the reason why this moon is over here and the stars is over here and we're down here is because that's divine order. Shut up, nigga. just make no sense. All right. Let me get one more. We got that one. Give me, let's see, the Hebrews. Give me 1 John chapter, no, wait a minute. Read that scripture again that you just read. Going about is to establish their own righteousness.
Which one?
Going about to establish their own righteousness. That was a Hebrews chapter, no, not Hebrews. Romans 10, what was it? What was it? 3? Going about to establish their own, going about to establish their own righteousness.
Romans 3, 4.
Is it 4? Yeah.
You stop at verse 5.
Okay, yeah. Read verse 4.
Verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Romans chapter 3, verse 4. I'll make sure it's right. Okay. God forbid, that the higher be true. But every man a liar, as it is written.
Are we in Romans?
That thou art, as it is written.
Are we in Romans?
You did Romans?
Chapter 10?
Oh, 10. I was reading chapter 3. What verse is 10, Pastor?
Let's start at verse 3.
Verse 3. For they being ignorant of the highest righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, and have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of our highest.
You hear that? So, never mind the Most High God's righteousness. They're going about to establish their own righteousness. Now, what is the Most High God's righteousness? Go to Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5.
Okay. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments,
Mm-hmm.
even as Yeshua, my God, commanded me,
Uh-huh.
that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
Keep them and do it in the land you shall go to possess it. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them,
Mm-hmm.
for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
So that's your wisdom. See? The righteousness of God, the holy commandments. That's your wisdom. That's your knowledge. That's your understanding in the sight of all the other nations. That's what we're supposed to be going by. Not your own righteousness about stars and quasars and aeroid jetsars. Watch the next verse. Read the next verse. For the other nations shall say, you got it?
I got it.
Uh-huh.
Which shall hear
Mm-hmm.
all these statutes and say,
Uh-huh.
surely this great nation is wise and understanding people.
That's what makes you wise. And the other nations will, as you keep these commandments and be this righteous brother or sister that you are ordained to be, the other nations will see you as different. But when you going off of the deep end, talking about aeroid Jetson and, you know what I'm saying, spacely sprockets and stuff and sockets and lockets, you know what I'm saying? They just look at you like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? We can go ahead and tell him, you know what I'm saying, the sky is orange, you know what I'm saying? He ain't going, he'll believe it. We can go ahead and tell him that Donald Trump, you know what I'm saying, almost got unalive because some stupid fake puppet, you you know what I'm saying, a pig with a gas can and a Marshburg. We can tell them that. They'll believe it. Your wisdom and knowledge come from these commandments. And when your children come to you talking about Kwam Yashala, watch the way they, matter of fact, let's get that. Get, Matthew chapter 7, verse 16. And we're going to get one more and we're going to get up out of here. Matthew chapter 7, verse 16.
Ye shall know them by their fruits.
By their fruits. Read the next verse.
Do men gather grapes of them, of thorns, or figs?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you call yourself righteous, why in the hell, instead of congregating, you are over here with the boys? So, you know what I'm saying? You on the phone trying to scheme up a woman somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that don't make sense. You know tree by its fruits. You know what I'm saying? Do a righteous brother, you know what I'm saying, go and, you know what I'm saying, talk about, yo, did you see the football game yesterday? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Number 45 was running, wasn't he? That's not a righteous brother. That's a worldly brother. That's a thorn right there. You know what I'm saying? When you see a bunch of brothers on watching TV, and when you look at the TV, it's two women hitting a ball over a net. They lusting. You know good and well them niggas don't watch tennis. You know good and well they don't watch no damn tennis. You know what they look at, huh?
Another football player died.
Probably you did that already. You talking about that one that, what was it? What did he do? He pow-powed himself.
He was 46 years old.
Oh, that's not the one that pow-powed himself was, I think he was 24. Yeah, the one that pow-powed himself was 24. 46, yeah, I'll probably do that in the morning for the Illuminati Radio podcast. Alright, so we got that. So we're going to get this one more scripture. Give me 1 John chapter 5, verse 3.
Chapter 5, verse 3?
Uh-huh.
Alright. For this is the love of a higher.
It is.
That we keep his commandment,
Do what?
and his commandment by not reading.
There you go. You can't say you love the Most High God, and number one, and you forsaking the gathering. You know what I'm saying? And you cannot say that, you know what I'm saying, you don't know where to gather at, because it's a smorgasbord of camps to pick one. It's a smorgasbord of them. Choose one and congregate. You know what I'm saying? And anybody who make excuses not to, they're making excuses because they don't want to. Because they want to put on the persona that they Israel.
+19376741798 missed call.
I'm pretty sure. That sounds like, Ohio? Like Ohio. Something wrong with the broadcast. Sister Kim, go into the broadcast and tell me if I'm still live.
Yes, sir.
937. does it for that. We're gonna just read 1 John 5:3 again. Read 1 John 5:3 again.
For this is the love of our that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
Are not grievous. That means not a burdensome. Like I said, well, you know, it's impossible for us to keep 164 commandments. Who in the hell told you it was that? Did you count them? Because last time I checked, it's more than that. So you going by what you heard and not what you researched. Yes, there you go again.
+19376741798 Jordan Smith. A couple of us sisters have been trying to get in touch W Sister House but haven't been able to contact her and she has not been in class in a little minute. Have you heard from her?
Sister Beth, I'll call you after the broadcast is over. All right, and don't wait till after the broadcast to go, because you know your number is being broadcasted over the internet. You know what I'm saying? That's a machine. The lady's talking, and you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. I can't lower the volume because I'm on that phone. But I'll call you after the broadcast. All right. So you know what I'm saying? So we have to keep the commandments, and the commandments are not grievous. That means, you know what I'm saying? It's not a burdensome to keep the commandments. It's not a burden to do it. It's not a burden to do it. All right, let's go and wrap that up. Let me go ahead and go to final thought. Sister Jackson, what's your final thought?
You talked about the young kids. How they be saved or when they turn over to faith. When you read about that, some will be saved, and some will go according to faith.
Yeah, I think the majority of them is going to stay in. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that I hear, you know, because Brother Israel's over there on TikTok, I refuse to go over there on TikTok. I refuse to follow kids. But Brother Israel over there on TikTok preaching, and when
I don't even go on it. I got it, but I don't even go on it. I need to let go.
and when somebody come to him with a question that he can't answer, he called me, and I have to listen to the off-the-wall space sprockets that's in their noggin that comes out their mouth. I got to hear this all day long. I'm like, where in the hell you get that from? Well, you know. Well, you know I'm anointed. You know I'm the Spirit. You know, some of these little kids call themselves the Spirit. I said, huh? I said, they need this, Lord. And you know what I'm saying? That's why I come with this lesson. You know what I'm saying? If your kids, can your kids be saved, or they already turned to sin? Oh, Lord. Yeah. But go ahead, Sister Jackson.
You ever figured out what the sick mind means?
The sick mind?
6ix9ine.
That's Illuminati. That's order out of Illuminati.
These little kids that run around hollering about 6ix9ine.
Well, they used to say 6'7". Are you talking about 6'7", or are they saying 6'9" now?
Came from? You never figure out what it means?
No. Are they saying 6'9", or are they saying 6'7"? Which one is it?
6'7".
Oh, that's Bart 6'7". 6-7 is Barsky and Fausty. You know what I'm saying? It's when somebody sell their soul for fortune and fame. So all they doing is reciting, yes, it's a soul selling ritual.
Yeah. Running around talking about that, they do the hand gesture. They do the hand gesture. And they allow your kids, pick it up from TikTok. TikTok is a
There's also a rapper named 6-7, and he is one of these rappers that does demonic stuff. And
Yes, I know.
It's a song he got, not 6-9. There's a rapper called 6-7.
I know.
And oh, okay, well, you was asking where the kids got it from, and what it means.
I meant to say 6-7, but I said 6-9. But that's what I'm talking about, these little kids. And they ruin these little kids.
Right, but where they get it from, this rapper has a song called 6-7, and he's calling on demonic spirits. He's calling on demonic spirits, and he's showing them how. Yeah, and he's showing through that song, he's showing them how to ritualize, and he's showing them how to call on demonic spirits. It's 6-7. So the code is 6-7 when you're calling on the demonic spirit. Because remember, 6 is the number of the beast. 7 is the number of overcoming. So what they're trying to say with that 6-7 is that the beast is overcoming 7. Yeshua Christ. Okay. Higher. Because the higher Baal Hashem Yeshua's number is 777, and the beast number is 666. So that's the ritual thing they have the kids repeating. 6 overcoming 7. But that's impossible because 7 comes after 6, so 7 overcomes 6. But they turn it around the opposite way. That's why you got all the kids saying 6, 7, 6, 7.
Yeah, a lot of parents.
Which means the beast. Yeah, because that's what they're, without them knowing, what they're saying is the beast overcomes a high. 6, 7, 6, 7. But in reality, 7 overcomes 6. So it's demonic,
With 777 on their wrist.
They're writing 777 on there, but they try to utilize anything and everything. But they really don't know what they're saying. They don't know what they're saying.
These kids are vulnerable and they're very easy to be lured. They need to cut that TikTok down.
Of course they are. Why you think TikTok is up there? If you cut a tree off at the root, you ain't got to worry about it becoming a tree, right?
They did something at one point, but they brought it back.
If you get them ritualized while they're young, you don't have to ritualize them when they're old. Because you can have them when you get them ritualized while they're young, you get them demonic while they're young, you can have them ritualize others, right? And that's what Pastor just said is going on over there, right? No, that's the blind leading the blind over there. They're ritualizing one another. They don't know what they're doing. But they got themselves into it.
They pick up on it, And you also talk about
it's called conditioning. And when you condition, you don't know that you're conditioned until you find yourself, until you find yourself in a heel load of SHID. Then you finally figure it out. And at that point, it's too late.
In fact, you also spoke about the bullies. And, they know everything. That's also a issue. These kids know everything. You can't tell them nothing. And they went around, all about the Lord spoke to him. And, what did he speak to you about? What came to him in the dream? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
These kids, it breaks my heart because they can be easily lured. I mean, these are babies. I ain't talking about the teenagers, I'm talking about babies. They be easily lured, and parents need to, be paying attention to what these kids are watching on the YouTube and TikTok, you know what I'm saying? Because they're doing it. But you made a good point on that one. And I want to say, Pastor, that was a good lesson. great deliverance. And I want to say thank you, and I want to say to everyone else, all praise is due to the Most High. Happy 7-1. Have a great night.
Oh, praise.
I mean, a highly blessed night.
Oh, praise. Oh, praise. Alexa, what deity is the Christian cross connected to in ancient Babylon?
The Christian cross has intriguing connections to ancient Babylonian symbolism, particularly through the deity Tammuz. The Chaldean cross, which evolved into a form resembling the modern Christian cross, was originally a symbol of Tammuz, the Babylonian sun god and husband of Ishtar.
Alexa, what did the Babylonians used to do with the cross?
The Babylonians used the cross as a symbol for their sun god Tammuz. It represented the 4 cardinal points of the sky and was seen as a man with open arms. They honored Tammuz with a festival at the summer solstice.
And what did they used to do to the people's forehead with the cross?
In ancient traditions, the cross symbol was sometimes marked on foreheads as a sign of faith and repentance. This practice evolved over time and carries different meanings in various cultures and religions.
Alexa, stop.
I have one more question.
In ancient Babylon, they used to put the cross in the people's forehead. Now you have the Roman Catholic Church putting the cross in people's forehead. And that's about Christ. You brothers and sisters who in that Christian church ain't celebrating this damn 40 days of Lent and letting that pastor put a cross in your forehead, you're turning your temple over that much. That's what they used to do in Babylon. And it's no different today. Just want to get that out, you know what I'm saying? Because people, you know what I'm saying, well, I'm a Roman Catholic. Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm an Israelite from tribe of Judah. Anyway, what are you saying, Sister Jackson?
What is, okay, that upside down cross, that's what, the ankh? Is that what they call the ankh? It's upside down.
You mean the Ankh?
Cross. The ankh. Okay, the upside down, the ankh, and it's got a line going across it with the eye of Horus.
Yeah, they just told
And
you.
I asked this, but
They just told you what
I
it
know you
was.
know that
Say it again.
it meant good luck. I know it don't.
She just told you what I'm gonna have her say it again. Hold on. Don't say that. Alexa, say that again about the Christian cross and what the Babylonians did with it.
The Babylonians used the cross as a symbol for their sun god Tammuz, representing the 4 cardinal points of the sky. It evolved from a sun symbol to a 2-beamed cross, sometimes seen as a man with open arms.
What did it mean when it was upside down? What did it mean? What did Babylonians mean when it's upside down?
The upside-down cross doesn't have a specific Babylonian meaning in historical records. It's more closely associated with St. Peter, who requested this form of crucifixion as a sign of humility, not feeling worthy to die in the same position as Jesus.
Alexa, stop. So, after the Babylonians worshiping Tammuz, you have the Romans who came in and, you know what I'm saying, they added their little twist to it. And that's what the upside down cross is. The little twist that the Romans came in with.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll pray this fast.
All right. And we got Sister Sheila. Go on.
Everybody have a good night.
All right. Got Sister Sheila right there. Sister Teresa.
Thank you, Pastor. Great effort. As usual. Thank you, Brother Lon, Brother Page. Thank you, Sister Jackson, Kim Torrey, Sister Charlotte, Smith. If anybody on the panel and come aboard, everybody have a good night.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
That's Sister Teresa right there. And we have Sister Kim Toy Perry.
Yes. Thank you, Pastor.
Charlotte just joined the conference.
Yes, Pastor, that was a good lesson. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, praise. That's Sister Kim Toy Perry. And we got Sister Charlotte. Final thought.
All praises due to the Most High, Ahia, and Yeshua. Everyone have a blessed
All right. All right. That's Sister Charlotte right there. I got Brother and Priest Ronaldo Page.
Yes, Brother Pastor Michael Smith and family, I have blessings to everyone. Great Bible study class pastor. Can your children be saved? Are all of them already, turned over to Satan? Well, hey, we live in that time, Pastor, as you said. That's one of the reasons why they got TikTok, going on. And a lot of people are aware that TikTok is owned by the Ashkenazis now. So you know damn well they ain't got nothing good for our children on there or anybody else that's on there, you got to be careful with these mechanisms these days, itself. And so you better be also know that, they have ways of doing things. They ritualize a lot of things, these people, they pray to the Talmud, and the Talmud, they use the Talmud itself. So, children are at risk on there because, like Sister Jackson said, they don't know. They are unknowing of what they're getting themselves into and what they're wrapped around. So you better believe it. Go ahead.
I'll blame the parents.
To an extent, because you gotta understand this, Sister Jackson. If the parents did not wake up until their kid was 13 or 14, and trying to teach a kid at 13 or 14 after they didn't consume all of America is damn near impossible.
Amen, Pastor. All praise the Most High. It's damn near impossible. And so if you can imagine at 14 and 15, imagine them being at 20, 25, 30. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And even though you may have, in your ignorance, you may have bought them into the understanding what you knew, all we know is what we knew. And then once you come into the truth and you're trying to, give them a better understanding and lead them to, the truth, and what the realities of it, and even explain to them the mistakes that you made and explain to them that what you gave them is all you had to give them at that time because that's what was given to you, and then they still don't want to break out of it in itself. There's nothing you can do. There's absolutely nothing you can do. So like Pastor just said, just to reiterate, that if you can imagine that at 14 and 15 or 12 or 13, imagine at 20, 25, 30, and you're trying to, bring your children into a better understanding, bring them into the actual truth of who they are, and what this book is really all about, based on, your trials and tribulations and what you've gone through and what you've experienced and what you have come to find out. And then they're locked in, they're locked into taboos, and they won't come out of it. And isn't it odd, isn't it trivial and weird family how taboos is the same as the taboo, synonymous in names in itself. And that gives you anything right there to know that it's satanic in itself. That book, those who call themselves up to their lives, that are locked into, it's synonymous with taboo. The taboos that they study, that man-made traditions and laws, that make them impervious to anything that they do, in itself. that Pastor, but you alluded to something that was significant. That's why I came and brought it up again. But what can we do? There's nothing we can do. And a lot of our children are given over to Satan, just like a lot of our brothers and sisters in itself, because they won't empty their cup and fill it back up with the truth. And they won't, even though you can, this old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And there's another old saying, I'll walk with you to the cliff, but I ain't jumping off that bad boy with your ass. If you want to go ahead and jump, if you don't want to, come into the truth, and you don't want to find the truth, and you don't want to empty your cup, hey, go on back on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You also alluded to the last one I'll bring up is the study of many books to no avail and to no end. That's true to fact. That's true to fact. Many books I've looked at, over the years. And look, I'm gonna tell you something, family and Pastor. I learned how to read till I was in 7th grade. I learned how to read until I was in 7th grade. I was so good at, looking at pictures and putting ideas together, in itself. One time, this Caucasian man, one time my 7th grade teacher, he had called on me to read, so I stood up to read, and after I was starting to read, in itself, and he said, wait a minute. He said, Mr. Cage. I said, yes, sir, Mr. Carr. I still remember his name, Mr. Carr. I said, yeah, Mr. Carr. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm reading the book. He said, you ain't reading shit. He said, that's not in the book. Those are not words you're reading. He said, you put that all together in your head. And you guys, he said, happy all day. I don't know why you laughing. You can't read either because y'all going right along with it. And he ain't reading nothing out of the book I just gave. The paragraph I just gave to read, he ain't reading nothing. He said, now, Mr. Page, I don't know if you're playing or not. He said, but read the paragraph. I couldn't read the paragraph. So I was embarrassed. And I was getting over all that time. I went through all them grades, all the way up to the 7th grade, without knowing how to read. So, man, that man told me, he said, Mr. Page, he said, you know what? He said, I know you're embarrassed. I know how you feel. He said, I hurt your feelings for a reason. And I want to stop you right now. He said, up to you. This is alluding back to what you had said, Pastor, about, also, can our children be saved, if your children, headed towards, already given over to Satan in itself. The children have a choice too, like Pastor was saying. The children, just like children and young adults and adults, period, have a choice. At that point, in that moment right there, was a choice I could make. He said, I know you're embarrassed. He said, but I gotta tell you this. He said, as a young black man, he said, I can't let you do this to yourself. He said, you're gonna need to learn how to read. Now, if you want to learn how to read, after I dismiss class, you come back here, and I'm gonna teach you how to read. I was hurt. I was in tears. I was embarrassed in front of all the girls and all the guys there. Kids, everybody laughing and cracking up, But after the class, I went back to that man, and he said, Paige, you really want to learn how to read? I said, yeah, of course. That's what I'm here, Mr. Carr. He said, you're very articulate. He said, for somebody that don't know how to read, you sure, to be able to do that, you don't even know. That's a gift that you have. He said, but I'm going to make it even better. This is what I'm going to do. He said, I want you to, when you with your parents or on your way home, I want you to start trying to read the sign, stop sign, the end sign. He said, I also want you to, you like comic books? I said, yeah, I like comic books. He said, I want you to go to your local library, and I want you to get comic books. And I want you to start trying to read the comic book. Bring the comic book to me. After class, we're going to go with the comic books. I'm going to teach you your vowels, and I'm going to teach you how the syntax, and I'm going to teach you how to break down words and syllables. Do you know, family, after that class with that man, I became a reading maniac. And those books, those comic books that have those huge words in them, all those huge encyclopedia words, I learned all those words. I learned how to read those words. When I graduated out of the 9th grade, I was on the 12th grade reading level. And that was for that man. That man stopped me. But imagine if he would never stopped me. He let me go on with my shenanigans and stuff. So just like Pastor's calling these young people on their stuff today, this TikTok, and calling us as parents and us also as aunties and uncles, I think You know, are they already giving us? It could be. You know, all we can do is try, man. All we can do is try. You know, and after that, again, alluding to Phil Jackson, after that, you know, at a certain age, ain't nothing we can do. Ain't nothing we can do. Well, that being said, Pastor, you know, you're right about that. You know, to study many books. I've studied many, many books, but I've come to the conclusion that this is the ultimate book. Because there's nothing in this book that I've analyzed, I've questioned, I've taken and researched and gone down many, many rabbit holes and gone into many debates with different scholars all across the world. There's nothing in this book that there's no question in this book that they cannot answer. Everything in this world, in every book that you will ever read, is in this Holy Bible. Every question you might have can be answered in this book. Now, if that ain't the infinite mind of the Most High, I don't know what it is, man. All praise to the Most High. I bless you. Shalom.
Praise. I like to say, quote the famous words of this R&B singer. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, if you can't fix them kids, sometimes you gotta let them go. Your love for your kids might be a TKO, but you gotta let them go. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta let him go. It's just another TKO. Just gotta let him go. All praise to the Most High.
Oh, praise. And we got Brother Jeff. Going once. Brother Jeff going twice. Brother Jeff going 3 times. And we got to swing back around to Sister Kim Toy Perry.
Yes, sir. Amen. I am there. Brother Laquise McCoy. Shalom, Israel. Brother Bamboozle. Good evening, Brother Pastor Michael, Sister Jackson, and Brother Jeff, and my brothers and sisters. All praise to the Most High. Brother Scooby Snack. A higher blessing, Pastor Michael Smith, and Sister Charlotte Smith, and family. Brother Scooby Snack. Shalom, Shalom. Brother Charles Freeman, Shalom family. Brother Gary, good night, Pastor Smith and everyone, and the higher blessings to you all. Brother Michael James, good evening, everyone. Brother Derek Hall, good evening, Pastor Michael Smith and Sister Jackson and everybody, and blessings to the Most High. Sister Debbie Mobley, good evening, everyone. Sister Joy Williams, good evening, Pastor. Good evening, Pastor. Brother Jefferson, Brother Monday, Brother Page, Sister Smith, Sister Jackson, Sister Kim Toy, and my beautiful brothers and sisters. Sister Tiffany James, good evening, Pastor Smith, Sister Jackson, Brother Jefferson. I am blessings everyone. And that is all the comments that I see. And you have 20 watching and 16 guys passing.
All right. Make sure you guys hit them like button, people. Tap on them like buttons. Get us in those algorithms. And tap on those like buttons, those thumbs up buttons. All right. Let's go ahead and pray out, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Our Father, which art in heaven,
Which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy kingdom come.
thy will be done
Thy will be done
on earth
on earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
And give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
Forgive us our trespasses
Forgive us our trespasses,
as we forgive those that trespass against us.
as we forgive those who have trespassed against us.
Lead us not into temptation,
Lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For thine is the kingdom,
the power, and the glory,
the power, and the glory,
forever and ever.
forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
And we will see you guys tomorrow evening, 6 o'clock PBZ time. I bless you all. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Everybody.
Good night. Blessings, everyone. Barak. Bless.
Bless. Barakatah. Shalom.
Rakata. Jodi. And up. Shalom.
Shalom.
Sister Charlotte.
Glad to see you, Pastor. Okay.
How can you?
Okay. Good night, y'all.
Make sure you guys tap on those like buttons, people. Tap on those like buttons. Get us in those algorithms, people. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on your notification bells. Don't forget we have a 24-hour prayer line number. It's 310-365-6816.